A man is usually his son's first ops, as the kids say. It's usually him. I'm your first enemy. I'm the first one that you want to fight. I'm the first one that you want to tell something to that's not favorable for me. I'm the first one that you want to get down in the trenches with. And guess what? I'm supposed to be that person. If you want to buck at me, buck at me. We're going to fight it out. We're going to get to it. And I'm going to teach you lessons in how this actually happens, because I don't want you going out into the street, finding out the hard way, fucking around and finding out, testing these hormones on someone else. I remember, when I was 17, when my father first started coming into my life, I wanted to fight him. And he told me, look, do what you got to do, say what you got to say. But I didn't do that in the street, because if I did it in the street and I tested it on some dudes out there, guess what would happen? A gun would have been pulled and I would have got shot, or I would have got my ass whooped. You see? And I wouldn't have learned no lesson. A dude out in the street, he ain't there to teach you a lesson. He there to whoop your ass or put you in the grass. You see? That's what your father is there for. I did a video a long time ago, about 9 years ago, where a father was boxing his child and, he got a lot of flack for that. Why you hitting that boy? Why that boy 13 years old? No, that boy needs that right now from his daddy. What he's understanding is, first, how to fight. Second, you can't beat me. And you need to have the sensibility and the humility of understanding that you can't beat everybody out there, and you got to think before you react. That's what a father is to his son. His father is going to tell him about women. His father is going to tell him about the things that he went through with women. Now, you can go down the same road I went, cool. But you're going to know the road. You're going to get it. You're going to get this work. And he's going to tell you these intricate parts. Because when my father did start coming into my life, my father talked to me about his experiences. And that's what I said on that video I put out today earlier. It's about experiences. See, a mother is not going to tell you her embarrassing things that she did in college. Mother is not going to tell. No, the mother isn't supposed to. Mother is supposed to be classy. You're supposed to look at your mother like, oh, that's my mother. She's not going to tell you about the 8 dicks she sucked in college. She's not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. She probably tell you about 1, but she ain't going to tell you about 8. That's not going to happen in one night. That's not going to happen. It ain't, I don't got it happening. I swear I don't got it happening. Women aren't there to give their experiences. Women are there to nurture you after your experience. I'm going to say that one more time. Women aren't there to give you their experiences. Women are there to console you once you had the experience that Pops probably told you about, that you're going to come into this thing in life. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? That is where it all lies. That is where it all comes into full circle here. But the thing is, man, that's what a man is to a little boy. You see, he's all of that and more. And let me tell you something. I said, this is for all fathers, bad fathers, good fathers, so forth and so on. The bad father is essential to the little boy as well, because the little boy may look at his father at a young age and resent him. May look at him like, forget that dude. He ain't in my life anyway. But that brings on a feeling. That brings on something. That boy did not know what his father was going through. I did a video a long time ago where the man, he was saying, my mother always told me my father ain't shit. But I didn't know. I hated him until I got to talk to him when I was 25 years old. And when I was 25 years old, my father told me what he was going through at that point in time. See, I told you guys that I didn't, really see my father, and my father wasn't in my life up until probably about 17 years old. That was because my father was a side dude to my mother. My name is Andre Davis. I told this story a million times, but my name is Andre Davis. And the reason my name is Davis is because my mother gave me another man's name, who she was dealing with. My father was the side dude, right? She was dealing with Andre Davis. And when I was born, my father was a hustler. He was in prison or on his way to prison. And what happened was she wanted to get my father mad. So basically she knew I was my father's. She knew that. But she gave that man's name to me. His whole name, Andre Jerome Davis. And the Jerome came from that man's brother. Like, she just gave me his brother's middle name. And then, but I didn't know this until I was 12 years old, people. 12 years old. And the reason I know this is because my father wrote a letter. No, my father didn't write a letter. My mother wrote a letter to my father when he was in a prison, when I was just born. And in this letter, she admits everything. She's basically crying. A 5-page letter saying, he is yours. I took him over your mother's house the other day. She looked at him. I received this letter, though, in a picture frame that my father made while in prison. And when he made this frame, he put a picture of me, the baby picture that she sent with the letters, and he put the letter right in the back of the picture. That's what he did. And he said, I'm going to give this to him when he comes of age. He gave it to my grandmother, and my grandmother gave it to me at 12 years old. I looked at that thing. I read it. My mother never talked to me about this. And when I read it, I started to think, damn, I've been resenting this man all this time, where I probably would have did the same thing. If you know that's my child and you deliberately give that child another man's name, that is diabolical, So I forgave my father that day. And over the subsequent years, we started to, get to know each other. So even when I'm talking about the bad father, that bad father may not be that bad once you come of age, once you become an adult, you see? And that's why it's essential, necessary for a father to be in a little boy's life. But I told you guys I'm going to talk about being in a little girl's life as well. And if you're in here, please make sure that you are tapping that like button. I'm not asking you for any money. It helps share the video and the live around YouTube. And I appreciate you guys coming through, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me because you've seen something and you're interested. But I'm going to talk about the other side of why a father is essential to a child's life, and that is a little girl. See, I have no boys. I have all girls. I have 3 girls, 21-year-old. I have a 16-year-old, about to be 16 next month, well, in 2 months. And I have an 11-year-old, about to be 11 in a couple of days on the 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday. So I know firsthand about being a father to young girls.